Okay, I'm here with Mr. Ken Fori.
Yes.
This is random questions.
Yes.
Okay, Ken. If I gave you $100 and I said you had to spend it on something silly just for you, what would it be?
Something silly just for me?
Just for you.
Probably a sports event, maybe. I don't know. Something silly that I would spend money on?
Just for you.
Just for me.
You know, $100.
Just for me.
That little guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure.
Like porn or something, right?
Not porn. Not porn. I probably spend it on just going to dinner somewhere that I really want to go and have a nice lunch with someone that isn't terribly expensive, but a real nice. It's something that I haven't tasted in a long time, or something that's a new taste, or someone suggested. I want to go to the Ivy, but that wouldn't. $100 wouldn't take me very far. Breakfast. Okay.
So, what's something that you do when you're alone that you won't do in front of others?
I'm going to kill you.
PG-13, please.
Okay. That I wouldn't do in front of others? Pick my nose.
What's a lie that you often tell yourself?
That I still look like I did when I was in 1978.
What's the best advice you ever got?
Life is short. Live it.
An experience that you had where you couldn't stop laughing.
Oh, there's so many of them. This may be long.
It's okay.
Okay. My grandmother had a little chicken coop in a garden, and we lived just out in the city limits, but outside the city limits in Indianapolis. And she had in there a big rooster by the name of Big John. This thing must have stood as big as an ostrich. I mean, huge and evil, mean rooster. So one day I found this crow who had injured himself. And so I put a little noose around his neck. No, and put him in the coop, threw him in the coop, because I thought he would hang with the other birds and heal up. Well, Big John came over and tore his head off. And so I tried to pull the thing out, and I had the neck of the...
I thought this was going to be a good story.
No, this is a good story.
Okay.
So I had the neck of the crow in the loop. So my brother had been... I had a brother, he's no longer living, but his greatest joy in life was to pull my cord and to do terrible things.
Older brother?
Younger brother. Next to me. But what he would love to do, he would love to. My mother always told me, share with your brothers, always equally share. Okay? So I would get a Twinkie as a kid, and I'd give him half the Twinkie. He'd take his half and then he'd reach and grab my half and run. And he'd laugh all the way. He loved to do that kind of stuff to me. So he was being completely a pest that day. And I was very angry with him. And I said, okay. So I kept the head. Later that night, we went upstairs to go to bed. And we were staying at my grandmother's that weekend. And she had a steep stairway going up to the second floor where our bedroom was, the bedroom we were using. And they had these real short steps going down. There wasn't a lot of distance between each step. It was very long. So I put the thing in his bed, and I got in my bed. And I laid there and waited until he got in the bed. So he got in the bed, and I heard him going, what was that? And he picked it up and screamed and ran and slipped and hit the stairs. And I watched him as his butt hit the steps when he stepped going all the way down the steps. I laughed my head off. That was so funny to me, and he deserved it. He deserved it because I was his whipping stone for ever since he came into the world.
How old were you?
I think I must have been about 11, something like that, and he was about 6. You know?
Oh my God.
That was a good one.
That is a good one.
And then I threw, the morning they came in, I threw their head out the window so they wouldn't catch me.
Oh God. Okay, this is called Name Something. So just first word that pops into your head. Name something wonderful.
My son.
Wacky.
My wife.
Weird.
Don't put that to my wife. I'm done with this thing. I want to live. Let's turn it around. Okay. Wonderful, my wife.
There you go. There you go. Something weird.
Something weird. People who judge other people.
Something wild.
Me on a hot night. No. Oh, fuck.
That's my next one. Something wrong.
Something wrong. Something wrong. Me on a hot night.
Something weak.
Weak. Something weak. People who don't forget.
Something worn out.
Something worn out. Something worn out. I don't know. Come back to that.
Something wise.
Something wise. Not to do drugs.
Whole.
Whole. Something whole. Compassion.
White.
White. Milk.
Something wet.
Wet.
Should I go back to the other
I
one?
think you should.
Something worn out.
Worn out. Damn, I can't get that. Let's hold on, something worn out. I can't. What's worn out in my life? What do I know is worn out? Worn out. Old ways of thinking.
Thank you very much.
Wait a minute. What about the wet?
We already know your answer.
Stop it. Stop.